Okay.
Your unique set of beliefs and your attitude about money play a big part in the decisions you make towards saving, spending, and handling money. This is called your money mindset. Every single day, you have the power to make decisions that will move you forward financially or set you back. It is up to you. It is up to you to take your money matters more seriously this 2022. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Episode 2 of Let's Give It a Voice here at the Voice of Hope Media with AC Mbeng. Happy New Year once more, and I hope this new year met you all in good health, you including your family. If you are new here, the Voice of Hope Media is a safe space where we give a voice to those societal issues often regarded as too emotional, too sensitive, or those topics which we regard them as too taboo topics to talk about them in public, thereby empowering you to be able to speak up, speak out, knowing that you will be heard and you won't be judged or stigmatized. The aim of this show is to educate, to empower, to inspire, and also to give hope to those individuals facing challenging and complex needs, including special educational needs. So, those who are watching, they can draw inspiration to the problems that they face. Welcome once more. You are watching live on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page, The Voice of Hope Media. I am AC Beng and I am your host. If you are just joining, come on in, share, invite your friends to watch because this topic today, there's no way you can escape from this topic because this topic includes each and every one of us, whether you're a child, you're an adult, you're a woman, you're a man, it includes each and every one of us. So we have to watch to learn. I always say each time you watch an episode here, Let's Give the Voice episode here at the Voice of Hope Media, you learn, you unlearn, and you relearn. So that's exactly what we are going to do on our show today. So our guest speaker is Judith Moore, and our topic for our discussion today, ladies and gentlemen, is my money mindset. Money, yes, money if you speak pidgin. Yes, your money mindset, how you spend your money, how you save your money, just generally how you look at your money, it comes from your mindset. So if you're that person who you just spend and spend and spend, or you don't spend at all. You just want to keep your money and worship it and look at it every day. You just see the same amount every single day. Or if you're that person where you have money in your bank or in your house and every day you feel as to go into the shopping center and buy one or two things, or you give out your money just anyhow to anybody or to any person who it's all up here, it's all in your mind. So today on our show, we are going to look at what money mindset is all about. Many actually did not know that the way you spend or the way you save your money has something to do with your mindset. You will learn that today. And if you didn't know or what you knew about your money mindset, you will unlearn and then you relearn. Also, we are going to look at why it is of absolute importance to talk about money mindset or to talk about money in general. We are also going to look at what can be done to have or to maintain a healthy money mindset. So, when I talk about maintaining a healthy money mindset, it means there is a negative or an unhealthy money mindset. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker today is Judith, Judith Moore, and she's our financial guru. Mhm. She's a financial coach. She's that lady where but when she speaks to you today, you go back to your house next day, you will save £5. You look around you, by the end of the month, you would have saved £100 just from the advice she'll give you. I'm not going to say more because you will hear it from her. And I just want to welcome each and every one of you once more. We appreciate you each time you watch a show on here. You share. Once you share, you help another person to know about the show. You help another person to learn to have a conversation around those topics which many people always regard as taboo, emotional, or too sensitive. Mind you, money issues, conversations around money, people also regard as sensitive, emotional, or taboo as well. Because I may be having a conversation with Judy today. I have no idea what she earns. I have no idea what she does with her money. But she may be earning thousands and thousands of pounds, and I'm here earning just a little bit. But she never tells me because we think that our money should all be um, secrets. Yes, we have secrets about our money, but there are certain things we have to share, which is why Judith is here. Judith, welcome once more, and we appreciate you for being in our midst today. So let's have you on the show today, and welcome once more. So I will hand over the mic to you for a brief introduction before we start. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you very much, Clarice, for that introduction. That was an intimidating one, right? Yeah,
That's the aim.
yeah, that was an intimidating introduction. Thank you very much for that introduction. Yes, money is a sensitive issue, and it is one of those areas that we don't talk about, especially us women. We are very comfortable talking about other things like TV, our favorite TV programs, what we love to do. We talk about shopping, like we talk about the things that we use money to do,
Mhm.
but we don't actually talk about money and the role it has to play in our lives and how we can set ourselves up as women and how we can empower ourselves as women to bring ourselves to that position which makes us stronger, and give us the power to support our families, and also think about leaving legacies for our own family members and our loved ones. And that is something that I believe as a woman we have the power to do, and we should support, we should be able to stand tall and use that superpower in us as women to do those things that are not considered a woman's thing. So yeah, that is the whole point today. And it's all down to our mindsets, it's all down to the way we were raised, the way we were brought up, and generally what society has made us to believe.
Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about Judith Moore.
Well, not a lot. Judith Moore is, I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and as you can see, money is what I do every day. Other people's money. I work with business people on a daily basis, and their money is the most important thing when it comes to their businesses. So, yeah, I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and I am passionate, absolutely passionate about empowering women to learn or to become financially educated, because I have realized in the course of my profession that money seems to be a man's thing. Um, and women are kind of sent to the back. But the women that I meet who have educated themselves and who have um, taken that step, they are superpowers. Like, they know what to do, and they kind of become the backbone, and are very, and help these men to stand even taller, because we are better with money. So I am absolutely passionate about empowering women and talking about money with other women, so that we know as women that we have this superpower that we can use to empower both ourselves and our children, and make our future generations better with money, because money is one of those things that cause a lot of problems in the home. And you often find men accusing women of spending their money, of wasting their money. And women are generally seen in that light, rather than being that person whom the man can turn to, or whom can be looked up to as securing the assets of the home. They are rather looked as those that spend and ruin, kind of, and we need to change that.
We definitely need to change that. Sometimes it looks more obvious that a woman spends more because most of the things that the woman spends her money on, they are physical, right? And they last for long, but that's a topic for another day. Yeah, so because every day you see them, they may be shoes, they may be clothes, but yeah. But when it's Bier Courvoisier, you don't see it because it's consumed, right?
Mm.
So food for thought, and a topic for for another day. Now let's get to business. So recently, you were off Facebook for more than 3 months or so. Each time I will check on your profile, nothing. And I'm like, I think I told this lady that your coming back should be for good and not coming and going again. So tell us, well, was it just to take time off social media, or were you did you take that time to work on your brand? So tell us more.
Yes. When I came back to social media um, last year, 2021,
Mhm.
the idea was just to meet with my old people and keep that relationship going. But then
Okay.
I also, in the course of time, I also decided that it was time for me to start talking about what I'm passionate about,
Mhm.
and bring it out there and help other people, because these days, especially with the lockdown, social
Mm.
media was the only forum where I could meet these people that I wanted to empower, right? I could meet these people that I wanted to talk with, and I came on. But then around August last year, I decided to rebrand, because I wanted to get the focus of Judith Moore and rebrand better. So I have a brand now, which is MySavvyFinance, and I we do have a blog now called MySavvyFinance.com, and the whole point of the blog is to empower women, to educate women in one place where you have um, information, financial information that will guide and lead and direct um, every woman who is looking for information to get that information in one place without searching here and there. Yeah, so that was it. I wanted to focus, so I needed to get off social media to try and work on the brand. I am still doing that, but the blog is now up and running. We are also setting up a YouTube channel for short videos as well, to give video explanations of the things that we do. But yeah, that was the whole point. It was all about the branding and setting up the brand. So I needed to get off social media for a bit to try and work on that.
Now I'm happy to hear that because I was already getting worried because I think I'd given you a warning, that big mommy warning that as you're coming back, you should not go again. So thank you so much for that. And you must have heard, ladies and gentlemen, that her brand is My Savvy Finance. Mhm. And before the end of this show, you will know exactly what it is all about. And I bet you, if you watch this show till the end and you follow step by step what Judith would discuss today, by the end of this month, you will save at least £5. If you're watching from Cameroon and your currency CFA, I mean 5,000 or 10,000 francs, if you are serious. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Daniela. And thank you guys for joining in. And thank you all for always supporting. So you share and also invite your friends to come along and watch, because we are talking about money today, and money involves everyone. And I just learned, like when we were discussing to start this show, I just learned that the way we spend, the way we save our money, how we generally regard our finances has something to do with our mindset. So that leads me to the next question, Ju. What exactly is money mindset?
Yes, you must have heard a lot of the times, take control of your money,
Mm.
set goals, create a budget, keep track of your spending, start saving, keep track of your savings, pay down debt, get out of debt, stay organized. And you're like, okay, how can I do this? It's not possible. Or I don't earn enough. I don't have enough. I have a lot of expenses. These are genuine in one way or the other, but for the most part of it, it's a lot of excuses. It's one of those excuses that we give without even having to try. And that's all down to our minds and what our belief system is. So your mindset is all about your belief system. It's all about what you believe in. Your mindset is a soil on which you plant the seeds of what you really want to accomplish. It is a key foundation of what you're able to accomplish. And it is very critical to your success with money, because what you tell yourself that you can do is what you will do. If you tell yourself that you can do something, that means you will be able to do it. If you tell yourself that I cannot do something, then you're not able to do it. And that's the bottom line of what our mindset is all about. It's all about what we it's all about our core beliefs. It's all about our core thoughts. It's all about what we feel in ourselves, what we believe that we can and we cannot accomplish. And for you to be successful with your money, what you tell yourself is very, very important. Because, like I said, if you tell yourself that I can accomplish this thing, then you work towards accomplishing that thing, because there's a chance that you will work towards something that you truly believe in, no matter how hard it is. Nobody is saying that it's going to be easy. Nobody is saying that you're not experiencing those challenges. Nobody is saying that the journey is going to be easy. But what are you telling yourself? What is in your mind? What is deep down in you that you're thinking? And that is the core of our mindset. Whatever, and when it comes to your finances, saving money, paying down debt, building wealth, there are always things that will discourage you, especially once you've taken that first step, you've made some progress. You will discover that you face obstacles. Unplanned things will happen. Your circumstances may change. These are all things that we experience, which leads to those excuses that we do give ourselves. But then, what what you believe in, your core belief, is what is going to keep you going. Your core thoughts is what is going to keep you going. What you establish within you is what is going to keep you going. What is going to motivate you and keep you inspired to continue on that journey that you set for yourself is down to what your belief system is. And in order to in order to move forward, we need to understand what our own belief system is. We need to take a step back. We need to ask ourselves that question and cultivate that mindset that tells us that no matter what, no matter what is happening, no matter the obstacle that I'm facing, I want to build wealth. I want to pay down debt. I want to build a good credit for myself. When you do all of that and set your mind and heart in the right place, then you've worked on your mindset. And it's going to be an ongoing process, because you're going to be having these challenges come up. And if you don't constantly revisit your mindset, you don't constantly revisit that area, then you're going to fall through and things are going to start falling apart.
Okay, thank you. I was so interesting that I just wanted you to continue. So why yeah, so you actually mentioned that our core beliefs, our thoughts, and we really need to understand these things so as to be able to succeed as far as our finances are concerned. And we have to constantly revisit our mindset because it's an ongoing process. So it's not something which you will sit today and say, okay, I think I have to save some money, I have to build wealth, and then today and tomorrow, as you have a salary increase or a raise in your pay, your demands increase, or your wants, then you increase your level of spending. So how are you going to save? So tell us exactly why is it important to constantly work on our mindset, or when we are talking about mindset here, obviously is our money mindset, and even generally our mindset about so many things as well. Changing our mindset about so many things will also affect at how we spend our money or how we save. So what are the importance of this?
Yeah. So, like I said, if you don't constantly visit your mindset and
Mhm.
work on it
Yeah,
constantly, you're going to face obstacles, like we all know.
yeah.
The obstacles will come, the bad days will come. There are days that you don't even want to hang around with yourself, right? There are days that there are, there are days
Let
that
me
you don't even
rest. Let me take time off myself today.
there are days that you don't want to be your own friend. You don't want to hang around yourself. I mean, you're just so pathetic that you don't want to hang around with yourself.
Mhm.
And you see, these days they are always there. They come often, and you get knocked off when these days come. So if your mindset is not in the right place, you're going to derail. You're going to go back and you're going to start doubting yourself. You're going to start asking your. I'm sure you've heard somebody saying in pidgin, they say, "Who be send me? Why be even think say have you even do the kind thing self? Now be say ma try self the kind thing. I don't even ever achieve the kind thing, you know." So
My enemies, and there for work.
so you you find out that you start telling yourself these things that, oh, what was I even thinking? I could
Mhm.
never achieve this. I could never achieve that. What was even on my mind? What would people even think what would people even think I'm doing? And then when you start having those thoughts, you will fall apart, and it's going to stop you from taking those necessary actions that you need to take to move forward.
Mhm.
So, but when you've had that thought and you've positioned yourself in a place where you have made that decision, that no matter what happens, no matter what it takes, I am going to keep moving. Even if I had an obstacle this month, there's another month, next month is another month. I'm going to keep moving irrespective of what happens. Then you're going to keep moving. Then you're going to be able to bear yourself and sustain yourself on those days where you don't want to hang out even with yourself. And that's the very important part of why you need to constantly visit your mindset. Because
Mhm.
obviously, when you leave it lying there dormant for a long time, what happens is that, our brain has this part of our brain that tells us, that wants us to be secure, right? It wants us to be
Yeah.
safe. So it's
Mhm.
just going to gradually lead us to that part of our lives where, okay, stay there, quiet, you're safe here. You're safe here.
Mhm.
Stay there.
Mhm.
You're safe there. And if you don't constantly remind yourself and bring that part of your brain that says, take the next step, take the next step, take the next step, then you discover that that part of your brain that wants you secure, that part of your brain that wants you dormant and just stay in your comfort zone, is going
Mhm.
to be the very active part of your brain. And that is how you're going to get off track, and that's how you're going to fall apart. So that's why it is very, very important for us to constantly visit our mindset.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Especially when we sometimes you have that little devil, should I usually call that little voice inside you that's telling you one thing. You have those conflicting voices in within you. So you just go for it. Just spend that extra money. After all, you just had to pay rise. Just do it. Next month you make up, but you keep just doing it, and then it piles up. It piles up over the years. So it's absolutely important for each and every one of us to be able to revisit our mindset, as Judith has just said. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. We really appreciate you. You are live on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel, The Voice of Hope Media. I'm AC Bang, your host, and Judith Moore is our financial guru today, and she's our special guest. So we are going to move on to the next question. Why is it important to maintain a healthy money mindset? So talking about healthy definitely means that there's an unhealthy money mindset. So talk us through that. Thanks.
Yeah. So like I said, we've already discussed why it is imperative that you
Mm-hmm,
constantly visit your mindset
mm-hmm,
and keep it going. So I'm going to be talking about how you actually do that.
mm-hmm,
How do you cultivate a money mindset that keeps you going, that keeps you in the right track, that keeps you moving in the right direction, that where you're not going to derail. And it's a number of factors that you need to. It's a number of things that you need to constantly do to keep yourself in check. And the very first one is taking your decision making process. How do you make decisions? It's there's a difference between actually making a decision and just wishing or saying something. So a wish is different from a decision that you actually make. You when we want to make when you want to make a decision about something, you need to take a step back and find out what is it? What is it that you want to do? What is your situation? You're in a position where you're making an analysis of where am I? Where am I right now? What is my position right now? And then looking at where you are at the moment, you're now asking yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want? Is this are these the things that I need to be doing? And you're sitting there in that quiet moment and you're having that debate with yourself, just like you said, that you have those two voices. One of them will be telling you something that will keep you completely where you are, and another one will be telling you that this is not right. This is where you should be. This is what you should be doing. And when it comes to your money, there are things that you need to be thinking about. Do I have debt? Do I want to stay in this debt situation? Do I have any emergency fund? Emergency funding is one very, very important area of our finances. And it is one of the things that, because things happen, right? Life happens every day. It is one of those things that people struggle with because um, they come unannounced, they come unnoticed, and they come up every day, like every single day. You have something that may crop up here, may crop up there, that may not have been in your plan. So having an emergency fund, do you have one? Do I have one? That's your line of thought. Okay, do I have any savings? What is if something happens today, can I have something to fall back to? What is my plan for my family? What is my plan for my children? What is it that you really want to achieve? You need to sit down in that quiet moment of yours and have that thought to identify those things. People get stressed out a lot of the time. My credit card is top full. I'm paying a lot of interest on my credit card. You discover that we waste money on some of these things and they get us very stressed out. Do you want to continue living in that stress? So you need to sit back and really ask yourself these questions. What do I want when it comes to my money? What is it that I want? What type of life do I want? What type of what type of life do I want for my family? And when you have those thoughts, it's going to help you to identify your why. When you identify your why, then you made a decision on what you want to do. And when you've made that decision, then you're going to know that you're going to take the next steps. What is it that you're going to do to start accomplishing what you just identified? And that's the first step. It's all about that decision making process. You have to sit down because this is emotional, right? When you sit down there and actually give it a thought, when you sit down and actually focus on making an analysis of everything that is around you, what is it that you want and how you want your financial life to be within your family, what is it that you want to achieve, then you discover that, wow, okay, this is my actual position. Then it's going to help you to make that decision. And until you do that analysis, most people don't even know. Yesterday, funny enough, yesterday I spoke to one of my friends. I'm like, what's the interest rate on your credit card? I said, I don't know. Like, seriously? Yeah, like the interest rate on your credit card, like, I don't know. And you wonder why, okay, you have a credit card of £1,000 and you discover that I've maxed it out and I'm paying the minimum amount on my credit card and it's never moving. So by the time you finish paying off that £1,000, you have spent £3,000 to pay off a £1,000 credit card. And you're wondering every month, where is my money going? Where is my money going? That's like double of what you owe that you've just given the bank. And then we sit there and we mourn about the banks making a lot of money and not giving us anything. But you see, until you sit down and actually identify your current situation, identify your position, and make that decision, then you're going to have that emotional touch. Money is very emotional. And until you sit down and do that, you're going to have that emotional touch on your money. And that decision will still, you discover that your mind will be focused on that. Your heart will be there and you can move forward. So that's point number one. And when you're sitting there in that time of analysis, there are a few questions that you can ask yourself. If you have a pen and paper, maybe you can take down some notes because this will be helpful.
I'm
Um,
taking.
yeah, so you want to ask yourself, what really matters to me most? That's your core value. As a person, me, for example, my children and my family is very important to me. And my children, my husband, that's my core. I want to be sure that these people are okay. We are okay. I want to be sure that I can give my children the life that I should as a parent. I want to be sure that my husband is okay. I want to be sure that we are okay as a family. That's my core belief. And this core belief comes from the way I was raised. I watched my parents sacrifice everything that they had to send us to the best schools. They kind of understood that education is very powerful and they sacrifice everything. My dad, and when it comes to my money values in particular, my dad instilled those in me from an early age. And I watched my father. I never understood. My dad was a primary school teacher who retired when I was in high school. But every year I watched this man pay off about 2 million, 2.5 million Cameroon francs into school fees because all of us were in boarding schools. And I'm like, where do you even get this money from? How do you even do it? And it was just amazing, how he accomplished all of these things. So I didn't grow up. I grew up where I watched my dad teach me from his action that you have to use your money on those things that matter. And I kind of grew up with that. It's not that I haven't made my own money mistakes. I've made a lot of them, but wastage is not one of them. It's not. So asking yourself what you really want, sitting down and asking yourself what you really want is going to determine, it's going to help you identify your why, because that is where you're going to find out what you really want. What is your biggest dream? And when we are young, right? We all have these dreams. We are all dreaming about, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish that. What is your dream? What is your biggest dream? What do you want to accomplish? When you have identified that, and then you're going to ask yourself this question: the way I am living my life now, is it in line with what I want to accomplish? Is it moving me closer to that thing that I want to accomplish, or is it moving me further away from it? And these are really mind bugging things, but a lot of people don't sit down to actually think about it. A lot of people, because it's emotional, right? When you actually sit down and think about this, you discover that these things will bother you in a way that you will take that action that you need to take to move things forward. But we kind of blur it, and we just let life, or let the society, or whatever it is, um take the best of us, and we don't let that emotional part of it come into play so that we can escape from it, per se. So so those are the two very important things that will help you to make that decision, and to identify and identify what you really want to do. The second thing that you need to do that will help you with your mindset is to master your fears. Now, we all are scared of something. We all are afraid of something. Personally, it's taken me like 3 years to come on this interview with you. sitting, sitting sitting here in front of this camera is like one miracle, right? I never thought that I would actually do it, or one day. And these fears, it holds true for everything else, our money as well. It stops us from making some of those decisions that we need to make. Oh, will I succeed? I don't have enough money. I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not lucky enough. You name them, they are everywhere. I have my own excuses that I make. It's not like I'm out of it, but we all make these excuses. And these excuses, they hold us back from achieving what we really want to achieve. And these fears, they come from different they come from different areas of our lives. They may come from our past experiences. They may come from our homes, the people around us, our upbringing, and our money mistakes. Like, we make a lot of money mistakes, and these money mistakes may hold us back. I personally have made my own huge money mistakes. I'll give you an example of one of my biggest money mistakes. Um, I lent mo- I took out a loan back in 2015ish, a huge amount, because a friend had a problem, and I took out this money and I gave it. Gave it. At that point, I wasn't thinking, right? Everything in my head was, okay, I need to help this person. I need to help this person. I wasn't thinking of the consequences. I just trusted, like, with my whole heart and my whole head, like, leg in, head to toe. And I'm like, this person really needs help. Nobody's helping. Why is nobody helping? And I helped, and it turned out that she was not paying me back. So you can imagine the impact of that on my family. I mean, this is not small money, right? This is like 10K, 10,000 pounds, and you can imagine how huge that was. But So you see, we all make these mistakes that have a huge impact on our life, that will create this big gap. But then I couldn't sit there and just let that mistake ruin whatever. Yes, it was a huge issue for me, because I had other things that I needed to achieve financially. Um, I was pregnant. I needed a bigger home. We needed a bigger home. And how was I going? I needed to make sure that I cleared that loan, right, to be able to get a mortgage for our new home. So it was one of two things for me. Either I stayed there and I mourned about this money, or I did everything in my power to clear off that loan so that I could move forward, right? And yeah, and I beat the bone. I took that step and said, okay, fine, it's happened. It's my fault. So let's move forward. So it is very normal for us to have this fear. But the question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And there are two ways of dealing with your fear. You can either identify your fear and then hold on to it and let it keep you stuck in the same position, and you mourn day in and day out about it. Or you could identify your fear, you could accept it, you could embrace it and welcome it, right? And welcome and say, okay, Mr. Fear, I am here. You're here. No problem. I am embarking on this journey, but you're not going to stop me. You can come with me. If I'm driving, you can have a seat on the back seat. Or if I'm walking, you can walk side by side with me. If I'm running, you can run side by side with me. But you shut up. You shut up, because if you talk, I'm going to give you a spank on your head. Because you can come with me, but don't talk. Sit down quietly. Sit down quietly where you are beside me and let me do what I am doing. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point you are the decision maker, right?
At
You are
that
the
point,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
you
So
you you, you have to be firm.
yeah, you have to be
Mhm.
firm. And now letting go of, so if you've chosen that, you've identified this and you want to let go of them. Now, what is it that you need to do? Right? What is it that you need to do to let go of these fears?
Yeah,
There is when it comes to your money, there is one thing that is absolutely imperative to do. And that thing is forgiving yourself for your money mistake. You need to forgive yourself for your money mistake in order to move forward. You acknowledge it, you accept it, you take responsibility for it, because at the end of the day, it was your decision. You don't, it's not the time for you to blame here, blame that, and blame this and blame all of that. Take responsibility and then forgive yourself. Because it is until you forgive yourself for that money mistake that you can move forward. Just like anything else, they tell you that when you don't forgive somebody hurts you and you don't forgive them, you're holding yourself in bondage, right? It's exactly the same with your money. If you don't forgive yourself and move so that you can move forward, you can take that next step, you will sit there and you will mourn every day. You will sit there and that thing will hurt you in your heart every day. And what's happening? It's stopping you from taking the next action that you need to take. So for me, in my case, yes, it hurt, but I let it hurt for like 2 weeks, and that was it. I said, God, please give me the grace, please, because I need to forgive and I need to move forward. Because you see, this property that we have to buy it. Oh, we have to buy it. And you see, I have to clear this 10K so that I can I can help with building up our new deposit, and also put my credit back to the place where you move forward. So
yeah,
yes, so you need to forgive yourself. That is really, really important. It is absolutely imperative that you forgive yourself.
yeah.
Forgiveness is the first step that is going to take you and move you forward.
Mhm.
And then when you
So,
forgive
bef-
yourself, you can then take actions and keep moving.
yeah, before we go to the next point, let's just have a little break, then come back. Welcome back. And there's something you said very powerful: forgiving yourself for your money mistakes. Take responsibility and move forward. It is only in forgiving that we can move forward. Same as every other thing, same as anything else that you have to forgive in your life. Forgiving yourself for your money mistakes, accepting that you made those mistakes, and then moving forward, because it makes no sense staying in one position, maybe blaming yourself, maybe blaming others for making you spend, even though it was your decision to spend. So that's very powerful. Thanks once more, Drew. And let's continue.
Yeah, and one thing also is that it is also very important for you to know that there is nothing like the perfect time.
Mhm.
The perfect time is always now. The perfect time is always now, because you will never have that perfect job. If you're thinking that, oh, today I'm earning uh, um, £10,000 a year, and until I start earning £40 a year, £40,000 a year, £50,000 a year, before
Mhm.
I can do this or I can do that or I can, no, it's not going to happen. Because even when, if you don't do it now, it's about you setting the foundation. It's about you developing those attitudes. It's about you developing those your belief system. And if you don't do it with something little, you need to be trusted with the little things to be able to be trusted with the big things. If you can't manage what you have right now at your 10,000, trust me, if you care, they give you 2 million, it's going to be exactly the same thing. You're not going to manage it. And that's why you hear they will say somebody won the lottery for 50 million and then they are now back in benefits. Why? Why? Because of course they were in benefits before, right? Before they went to 2 million. They went to 50 million lottery. And just whatever they used to do with whatever little that they were given, they did exactly the same thing with the 50 million that they won in the lottery. So it's about you building the right habits and you being able to be consistent. Consistency is very important. So even if it means keeping £2, even if it means ensuring, if your credit card has £100 credit limit, for example, and you're not able to manage that £100 credit limit of yours, when that credit limit gets increased to 10,000, you're still not going to be able to manage it. For me, I have credit cards on every single high street bank. So if you bring all my credit cards together, it's like maybe 60K, 70K together. But I don't like, they are just there. For me, my credit cards is part of my credit building system. I don't have to spend it because I'm that disciplined. Now, if you're somebody who knows that you cannot be disciplined with credit card, don't have them. Don't. Take a scissors, cut them off, and throw them away. And learn to manage cash first. When you've learned to manage cash first, then you can dive into other things. But it's over. So don't wait and say, oh, I need to wait for the right situation, or I need to be in the right position, or I need to be in the right. No, it is until you have built those habits and you're consistent with them. Then when the right situation presents itself, you'll be ready. You'll be ready. You already have that foundation in place, and you will spring and you will move forward. You see, they say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Because if an opportunity presents itself and you're not prepared for it, what happens? It's going to pass you by still because you're not prepared for it. So you need to build those habits so that when the right situation presents itself, then you can take control of it. If you don't learn to manage your 5,000, if you don't learn to use your 5,000 to build what, I'm sure when we talk about building what, people think that, oh, building what means you need to be a millionaire somewhere, or you need to be, no, that's not what it is. Wealth building simply means you keeping assets, bringing, you being able to build assets rather than spending. A rich person is not necessarily a wealthy person. You can be rich. You can earn 100K every day, which we see them every day, right? We have a lot of people in the city who earn 100K, but by the 15th of the month, they are broke. Why? Because of the fact that they are rich in their money, but they don't have any worth because they don't have any assets. They don't have any valuables. They don't have anything that they can hang on to, which is your worth. And your worth doesn't have to be measured by anybody's standard. It has to be yours. It has to be yours. So you build the habits that you need to build now so that when the right opportunity presents itself, then you're ready. So don't wait. And then the fourth thing that you need to do that will help you with your mindset. This one, you can shoot me, but you have to reevaluate your circle of influence. Who do you hang out with? Who are your friends? If you're most of the time, if you're doing the right thing, you have very few friends. Because a lot of the times when your attitude changes, you lose friends. If you haven't lost friends as a result of an attitude change, then you haven't moved towards an attitude that is good. Every good attitude, not just about your money, every other attitude, every other good attitude. When you sit down and you do an evaluation and you make a change towards a good attitude that you're developing, especially one that requires some level of discipline, you're going to lose friends. So you have to evaluate your circle of influence. Who do you surround yourself with? The people that you're surrounded with, are they helping you achieve your goals? Do these people motivate you? Do they inspire you? Do they empower you? Who are these people? Are they supportive of what you're doing or what you want to achieve? Are they naysayers? Are they always negative? What do they tell you? Do they tell you, oh, you cannot achieve that? Oh, you cannot achieve this. This is too big. This is too that. This is too big for you. Why would you even think about that? Wow, okay. Is that the type of things you hear from them, or are they supportive of you? Are they supportive of what you want to do? Are they supportive of that thing, that goal? Even no matter how big your goal is, how supportive are they of
Or
what you want to achieve?
or are they those friends whereby you are in a serious conversation, exciting conversation? As soon as you mention your good news, the conversation dies. Are
Exactly.
you in that circle?
Exactly. So
Go
you
on.
have to
The question.
you have to evaluate your circle of influence and determine who are the people that inspire me, who are the people that empower me, who are the people that
Mhm.
motivate me. And sorry, and you drop those that are not.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the people may not be people that we can drop. They can be your immediate family, so family members, which means unfortunately you cannot really drop those people, right? You can't drop them off you. They are there. They are your family. You have to stick by to them. But
Manage them.
yes, but it doesn't mean that in a situation like that you don't have anything you can do. Social
Mhm.
media has even made it really easy for us to overcome barriers like that. For example, instead of sitting there watching TV and discussing all these negative things, it's like canker worms, eating up into everything. Why not sit there with, you have a phone or you have your laptop and join in on an inspirational session and join in on a financial education session. These sessions are always there. They are always, I mean, YouTube is there full of all of these videos that will
And
inspire you.
shows like this, topics like this.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
you tune into one of them. Tune in and listen to the things that will feed your mind. Tune in and listen to those things that will feed your mind with that thing that will inspire you, that thing that will motivate you, that thing that will take you forward. You don't have to fight with anybody. You don't have to quarrel with anybody. You just need to take those steps that will help you towards achieving your goal. I mean, my mentors, they don't even know they are my mentors, right? because they are all online. I follow them. I Ivy was on the call, right? I heard you talk about Ivy on the call, Clarice.
Yes, Ivy, she's on in the audience. She's watching.
Yeah.
So
So
she'll hear you.
so Ivy, I decided to talk about you because um when this camera thing that we are talking about, I've always been really terrified. But I can, like in my mind, I can remember Ivy's first YouTube video. And when I watched it, I was like, wow, and I've watched her, like, she probably doesn't know that I follow her on Instagram. And I watch her, like, I watch her posts, I watch her videos and all of that, on all of that. And she has inspired me. This girl is inspirational. She has inspired me. I've watched her change. I've watched how her stuff has changed over time. I'm like, okay, I'm sure I can do this. And that has inspired me. So my mentors, people that I follow, or people that they don't even know that they play and they have an impact on you. So these videos are out there. They are all. You just need to make your decision on what you want to follow. Make your decision on what you want to be doing. There are a lot of books. There are a lot of books out there on finance, on financial wellness that you can read. That you can, instead of spending time talking and mourning, you can read a book. For Look, I'm reading a book. It's called The Millionaire Next Door.
Mm.
And this book is, I mean, it's one of those books that help you see as a normal person, to see how, even as an employee, like all of us are, you can develop those habits that will help you to position yourself, or to be in a position where you're comfortable, you're okay, you have control over your money. It teaches you to know that there is no gap. Don't think that, oh, somebody needs to have a huge inheritance. Yeah, the people who have huge inheritances, yeah, they are up there, but your own financial number is different. Just like I was talking about standards, your own financial number is totally different. I can live comfortably. If I can live comfortably on £5,000 a year, that is my financial number, and that is what I am going to be working towards. So another person's financial number will be different. Maybe what they need to live on is £100,000 in a year. Then their financial number is different from mine. And so we are not going to be working at the same pace, or we're not going to be working, but your financial number is your number, and you need to know what it is and how it applies to yourself. So you can read books like that. You can go online and you can follow people who will inspire you to take those steps, who will give you um, steps to follow that will inspire you to keep moving. Trust me, even me, I am a financial person. I talk money all day, like from morning to night. There are days that I come back home depressed. Why? Because I saw this young, smart guy come into the office. Like, he's really young, like half of my age, and he has 10 businesses, all making a lot of money. And I'm like, okay, like, so you get days like that. Those days I don't want to hang around with myself, right? But but when I come back, I will listen to things that will make me know that, hey, that's that person. Forget him, and just focus on your side, and do your own, and make sure you keep moving in your own direction, and make sure you keep on your lane. And so we need to identify the people that we spend time with, and know whether they inspire us, or they discourage us. And also, please, it's not everybody you tell your goals to. You don't have to stand out there and scream that, oh, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. You don't have to be shouting it to everybody. Yes, you can identify those people that will encourage and motivate you, and you can talk with them. They will help you in that journey. But the other ones will not believe, that will help you lose your confidence and not follow through, and not help you to achieve that goal. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell them, right? They will probably just wake up tomorrow and see that you've done something. And maybe, just maybe, they can come back to you to say, oh, how did you do it? Can you show me? But then you would have already done it, right? And there will be not that opportunity to discourage you or demotivate you will not be there. So it is really, really important that you know the people that are around you, and you pick and choose your people that you spend your time with. And then the next step is taking action. Now this is very important. This is very, very important, because you see all this talk that we have here. If you talk, we can talk till tomorrow. And if you don't take any action on what you've learned, or on what you've heard, on what you've read, and all of that stuff, nothing is happening. Nothing will happen. I can't come in. You can sit there and you can think and set all these goals and all of that. If you don't take actions towards that thing that you want to achieve, it's not going to happen. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can help you do it. It is absolutely imperative that you take the right action. It doesn't have to be a massive action. Like I was telling you, my videos that I've started shooting, I only use my phone. I had to take that step, because if I had to wait to say, oh, I'll wait until this day when I'll have all these gadgets and everything that I see everybody doing before I can start, then it's not happening, right? It's never going to happen. You need to take those baby steps. You need to take those baby actions. So for your money, if you need to start taking those baby steps. There is some, if you're fond of buying coffee, and at the end of the month, just work out how much coffee you would have bought. Then you realize that, oh wow, this coffee that I buy £5, £3, £5, £3 every day. Yeah, you don't notice it, but go and sit down and work out how much money you spend on coffee at the end of the month. You see that £100 that you spend on coffee without noticing. That £100 is the £100 that you're going to use to start your emergency fund with it. And when you wake up and you see £100 in your account, that is in your emergency fund, you will then realize that, wow, okay, I saved on coffee. It's not that you shouldn't drink coffee. Come on, go to the shop and buy coffee. The person who is sitting there making that coffee, they are just like me and you, right? What is so special about that coffee? Make your coffee and drink it and save £5 that you can use to start an emergency fund with. And build that emergency fund. And every month, even if you only have that £100 to save at the end of every month, I guarantee you, £100 at the end of every month means you're going to have £1,200 at the end of the year. And the year goes really quickly. By the end of the year, you have £1,200 in your account just from saving coffee. Then imagine if you had to look into other areas in your life to see where you can make some savings here and there. So taking action, no matter how small it is, it's only until you wake up and you discover that I mean, just try it. Set up a direct debit in your account, £5, 5 every week. Save £5 every week. Try it for the next 90 days. That goes into an account where you're not looking at, that you don't have access to. You're not looking at it. After 90 days, just go and check and see how much is there. And then you realize how much you can save, even from the little things. That is action that you've taken. And that will motivate you. That will inspire you to start taking bigger actions, to start looking for other areas where you can save. When we are saving money, two things you're thinking about. You need to have money for emergencies, and then you need to start thinking about investing the money. Those are just the two things that we really need to save money for. And look at the rate of inflation today. When I was going out with my husband, we were listening to the news, and they were talking about energy rates that are almost going 5 times over. and everybody's complaining about energy rates. Now, inflation in about 2 months ago, the level of inflation in this country was about 5%, and they said 5.1% or so, and they said by April 2022 it may go up to 6 point something percent. Now, I'm sure everybody, those are things that we don't think about as individuals, but that is something that affects us every day. If you go into your local shop, when they say inflation is 5%, what does that mean? Go to your local shop and you realize that what you used to buy for £1 is now 1.5p. It's now £1 5p. Calculate those 5p additions on everything that you're buying and find out how much you're losing on the value of your money today. But has your salary increased? It hasn't. Whatever you put in the bank, is there interest on it to cover that? So the only other way that you can have that money to do something for you is if you can invest it in something that will generate a return that can help you fight that inflation. And don't think that anything is too small for you to invest. Just start. So take those baby steps, take those little actions. Don't say, oh, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not doing it. No, just read a little bit and take action. Then you're going to gradually learn with time. I am no expert in investing. I used to think, like, by virtue of my career, it was actually a disadvantage to me, because like I said, I always met these people who were rich business people. So in my mind, my mindset over the years had been, I need a lot of money to invest, because that's what I see on my day to day. That's what I see. I'm like, okay, everybody's investing in property. I need a lot of money to invest in property I don't have. People are investing in stocks. Look at the stocks. People are buying 10, 15, 20 stocks at the same time. Then I need a lot of money to invest in stocks. And then I didn't invest, right? Because I'm thinking I need all of this huge amount of money to invest. Until I read a book as well that is talking about mutual funds. And I'm like, oh, even with £50 a month, even with £20 a month, even with £10 a month, £5 a month, you can invest in mutual funds. And you may think that amount is small, but that is how you build your own wealth gradually, one baby step at a time. And before you know it, you're going to start taking these big steps. And so yeah, taking action, very, very important. And that will keep your mindset that will keep your mindset in check, because when you take those actions, you're going to see how those actions of yours, they are yielding fruit, and that will encourage you. That will make you feel good within yourself, and it's going to motivate you to take even further action. And then the last but one step is to release yourself of any standards. So like I said before, these standards were set by people. Sit down and work out your own financial number. What is your financial number? And work towards that financial number. Forget, oh, by the time you're 30 years old, you should have saved, or you should have earned, or you should be earning, or you should achieve this, that. No. By the time you're 40, and then you're 40, you've not achieved this, and you're thinking, oh, because I haven't achieved this, oh, who shall even start self? Me man you remain, me man you should not, because who shall even start? I be so don't do so, I never do. So no, you were supposed to, but yes, they set that standard. It's just a guide. If you're not there yet, it doesn't mean that you should not start. It doesn't mean that you cannot start. It doesn't mean that you cannot achieve. You should let go of those standards and rather work towards what you want to achieve. Because when you focus on those standards that others have set, it holds you back. You don't take the necessary action that you're supposed to take. Set your own standards and follow them. Set your own standards and live by them. There is this saying that I really like. It says, you need to be the leading lady of your life and not the best friend. We often forget that we are supposed to be the leading ladies in our own lives. We rather wait and listen to other people. We let the best friends or other people take control of us, and we do what they expect from us instead of doing what we expect of ourselves, instead of doing what we should be doing for ourselves. Please, you're your own biggest cheerleader. You are your own biggest cheerleader, nobody else. So take those actions and those and forget about these standards that are around you. Forget about living up with so and so and so. Just take the action that will lead you to achieving that thing that you have set for yourself that you want to achieve. And the very last point that I have is that you should change your behavior and start acting like that person that you want to become. Why am I emphasizing this when it comes to money? There is a really core misconception when it comes to this point. You hear people say, "Oh, start behaving like a millionaire if you want to be a millionaire," and then they'll say, then they'll say, "Oh, go out there and see that mansion that you want to live in. Oh, go out there and try that car that you want to be driving." You see, yes, millionaires, that is you're living like a millionaire. That is living like a millionaire. That's not acting like a millionaire. The millionaires that live like that, they are not just millionaires. Before they start living like that, they become multi-millionaires, and then they start living the life of a millionaire. But they'll tell you, you need to start living like a millionaire. No, you need to start acting like a millionaire. And how do millionaires act? A millionaire knows that they have to budget, they have to save money, they know that they have to educate their children because that is what is important. That is how they need to give their children financial education. A millionaire is setting up their lives. They have insurance that will protect their families if something happens to them. Do you have insurance that you've set up that, oh, okay, this is my family, if God forbid, but we never know, if something happens to me today, what is going to happen to my children, what is going to happen to my spouse, what is going to happen? That millionaires are always planning. They do financial planning and they are always planning. You don't need to have millions to start doing that. You're acting like a millionaire. Millionaires, they set financial plans, they budget, they live by their budget, they save money, they build their emergency funds, and then they start investing with the little they have. They take action and they do the things that they have to be doing. They do an estate plan. They do all of that. Those are the things that millionaires do. Those are the actions that millionaires take. Are you living like a millionaire when you're not a millionaire yet? Or are you taking those action steps that millionaires take? That's my conclusion.
Should I clap? Or what do you want me to do? Are you living like a millionaire when you're not yet a millionaire? Are you living like Bill Gates, or like we think Mark Zuckerberg is supposed to living? It's up to you, it's up to us, it's up to each and every one of us to go through, to think about what we've just listened today. Guys, I've been taking notes. It's my notebook, yes. I have been writing, taking notes. And one of the things to take home: change your behavior and start acting like the person you want to become, and not acting like the person you think you already are, meanwhile you are not yet that person. Release yourself of standards. Release yourself of people's expectations. You have to be the cheerleader of your life. There are too many. Not everyone you should tell your goals or your plans to. And then you have to take action, because those baby steps are absolutely important. And then one of the most important things, which I believe that each and every one of us should be able to take home today, is forgive yourself for your money mistakes. I believe we all have made money mistakes. You start get a healing or relief when you start to forgive yourself. And I think, Judith, forgiving yourself is actually realizing that you actually made a mistake, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, saying that yes,
taking
this is a mistake. I
responsibility
mean,
for it.
taking responsibility for it, which, that's, to me, that's the most powerful thing tonight, as we've discussed. money mindset. And thank you so much, guys, for being patient, for staying here with us for 1 hour, 14 minutes. Before we started, Judith and myself, we agreed that we were going to just stay within 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour, my head. So, so it's so interesting. We could have continued, but if you like, guest speaker, our audience, you watching, if there's anything as far as our money mindset is concerned, as far as our finances, money in general is concerned, and you want another edition, you want Judy to come back to the show, let us know, suggest. I guess the discussion or the conversation was too interesting, too entertaining that you actually forgot to ask her questions because we were actually looking forward to Judith answering some of our questions. However, if at the end of this show you remember any questions, put them down here for Judith to be able to answer. And obviously you can contact Judith. Jill, before you go, just tell the audience how they can get in touch with you because I believe you are the financial doctor, and when you have a headache, when you have stomach ache continuously, you start asking yourself, what did I eat? What is wrong? You start going to see a doctor, right? So, so many of us have those headaches and so many of those stomach aches that they would like to talk to you. So, let us know where they can contact you.
Yes, like I said, we have a blog which we are working on. You can, if you go on there, there's a really good resource on there that will help you start your financial journey. It's called the Financial Success Pack, and that will give you the steps that you need to take to um, go through your financial journey. It has other sheets. There are budgeting sheets, planners, and all of that within that. And then we have an email address which is hello@mysavvyfinance.com that you can reach me through. If you had any questions, just send an email to hello@mysavvyfinance.com and I will see your email and I'll be able to get back to you. You can also send me a message on Facebook. We have a page which is not as busy yet, but it would. But if you go there, there is a WhatsApp number on my Savvy Finance WhatsApp, Facebook page. There is a WhatsApp number linked to that page. So if you send me a message on WhatsApp through that page, you will also be able to reach me as well.
Okay, thank you so much. You said the page is not yet active. What became of taking baby steps?
No, no,
That's
it's
what you
active.
just said, baby steps.
No,
So
it's active. No, it's active. I'm saying it's not yet busy. It's not yet as
busy.
busy. Yes, it's
Okay.
not yet as busy, but it is active.
Mhm.
It used to be, it used to be Judith Moore, as you know. There's content on there, but that was when it was Judith Moore. It's just been rebranded to My Savvy Finance.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of content there, as My Savvy Finance, but the WhatsApp number has been added
Mhm.
to it, so that anybody can reach out. It's not as busy yet, but it is there.
It's at the
There's what?
baby stage, at
Yes,
the
it's at the
baby
baby
stage right
stage.
now. So
Yes,
the baby has not yet started sitting or even crawling. So we are
yeah,
getting there. We are getting
and
there
yeah,
gradually.
yeah,
Hmm.
and we started putting up YouTube videos as well on my Savvy Finance YouTube channel. So you can search that on YouTube as well, and
Hmm.
you find a few videos as well. It's not yet as busy yet
Okay.
as well, but yeah, progress.
Definitely, definitely. Yes, I just want to appreciate each and every one of you. Aqua, Patience, Vivian, Belsonki, Peter, Valentine, Kilstubo, Anna Williams from YouTube. I actually had to block someone from YouTube. There was an offensive message. So Ivy and Daniela, I just appreciate each and every one of you for supporting, for coming on here every week to support us, to listen to Let's Give It a Voice, because when we give a voice to these issues, we are opening conversations around these topics, these so-called taboo, emotional, or too sensitive topics. So we empower people to be able to speak up, to speak out, knowing that they will be heard and they won't be judged or stigmatized. So we educate, we empower, we inspire, and then we give hope. to individuals facing challenging and complex life issues, including special educational needs, right? So we've gradually come to the end of our show. But before you go, Judith said you need to be trusted with little things to be trusted with big things. She also said luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So, what are you doing with your money? We've learned about my money mindset today, and your saving, your spending, and everything about your money has to do with your mindset. It's a decision making process. You have to be the one to make that decision as far as your money spending or your money savings are concerned, and you have to be able to take actions. You can still make those decisions, but once you don't take action, you only remain at the decision making state. And Judith also mentioned that making a decision and wishing are two different things. So we look forward to seeing you again next week. And the next week is going to be another interesting topic that has to do with mindset as well. It's going to be on poverty mindset and how do we handle it. So if you wish to sponsor our shows here at the Voice of Hope Media, get in touch. You wish to be a guest speaker to advertise your business, to advertise your activities or whatever you do, just get in touch and we will give it a voice. I'm AC. I've been your host, and Judith Moore has been our guest speaker. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and see you again next week.
Thank you very much, everybody. See you next time.
Bye bye.